Hi everyone, and welcome to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. I'm Adam Sykes, founder of SwiftCase, the professional productivity platform, and today I've got with me
Phil Whitby, developer at SwiftCase.
And Craig McCarthy, development manager at SwiftCase.
Okay, so it's one of our Room 404 episodes today, which is our take on Room 101, about things that we do not like and we do not want to see anymore, either whether it's in business, life in general, or today's, which is online, on websites. So we're going to talk about design fads, design features that we do not like to see on websites.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, Craig, you're going to take the first spot.
I mean, to be fair, mine's the overarching theme with it really is that I really hate style over substance. I think it's awful. When someone decides, I worked in design for many years and I was very guilty of this at times, where because something looks great, they don't need to include certain bits. Like if ultimately a design, like a big banner, a big animated banner at the top, gets in the way of the actual information that you go into the website for, then it's rubbish. And probably the worst one for this, just to make things look good, doesn't aid the experience in any way, is when designers do things to sites where it's very difficult to scroll. So as you're going down the page, maybe they've put some custom scroll bars in there, and I've seen this time and time again.
Some of them aren't activated by the scroll wheel.
Exactly. Yeah. Or they don't go at the same speed that you're used to, and it's awful. It's really awful. Or sometimes if it's not done well, it's really dreadful. When you're almost scrolling through something and it's like a story. It's like it flips the page, and I think they can look really good.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I know exactly.
When they're implemented well. So like maybe there's a big block of green there with some content in it, and you scroll down and it looks like it's flipping it over, and there's like a white bit now and a nice, it's kind of like animated and everything. It's all fine and dandy until it goes wrong, and if it doesn't work in the browser that you're on, it's a real bad taste.
Bad taste, yeah.
To be honest,
I think was looking for venues for an event recently, and I went to a lot.
You see this a lot on those websites, to be honest.
And it was. I remember saying to you, "Oh my god, look at these!" Like they would have horizontal scrolling.
Hate it.
And then on one page, and then vertical scroll on the other. Some of the images weren't actually there. Or it would just have repeated, like so. We'd scroll, and like some of the blocks would just be repeated. But you get to the end, and it'd be the same block that was at the beginning, but you couldn't scroll past it. Yeah. So there were so many. I think the issue was that it was probably made on a website builder, and the person who made it didn't have much experience. Yeah, and so.
But sometimes I feel like sometimes people do. I mean, I know I was guilty for this because I worked on a restaurant website a few years ago, and it had one of those horizontal scrolls, and it was really slow and clunky, and I'm ashamed of it now, to be honest. But I think sometimes, especially when you're working in something like that, where maybe something's quite stylized, so it's events, it's restaurants, it's bars. It's got to look cool. It's got to really convey the message of like,
what a cool place to be, like a
metro, But if it's getting in the way of actually, displaying the content, filling out a form. Yeah, that's another one.
Oh god, yeah.
When you can't fill out forms.
I scrolled away, filled out the form, scrolled away, and then the form emptied.
Yeah.
Even though I hadn't left the page.
And there's nothing to tell you that it's sent or not.
Yeah. It's user experience is a key part, isn't it? Of how a website needs to be designed, and it's not just about how it looks.
Exactly.
It's got to be functional. It's got to look great too, but it's got to be functional.
Yeah.
If you can't use the system to do what you've gone to do there, you're gonna go somewhere else, aren't you?
Designing a website doesn't end at creating a layout.
Yeah.
Creating it in Photoshop.
It's not a Photoshop thing, is it?
Exactly.
It's got to be functional. It's got to be it's got to be usable, and it's got to ultimately do what your site's set out to do.
It reminds me a bit of menus in restaurants actually, because when you go to a restaurant and they've got like a very large, complex menu that never changes, it's not going to be a good restaurant. Whereas if you go to a good restaurant, so one or two tiers above, they'll have extremely simplistic, just typed menu.
Printed it on the same day, fresh.
It's literally just print on the printer.
If your content's good, it's
exactly. If the content's good, then that really is secondary.
You don't need the flashy bits, do you?
Exactly.
I did an article recently on email signatures, and that's exactly the same way. where people just go wild with these email signatures, and they just put absolutely everything in there, and it doesn't work in Outlook.
Or it's an image, and you can't actually copy any of the text of the
Yeah.
contact
Oh,
details
look,
to
this
get in
is
touch with someone.
fantastic. But I can't click on your, your phone number to instantly ring
It's
up
like
on
giving
Skype.
someone a business card in a giant glass case.
Yeah.
You can't actually take it or see it.
Yeah, I can't copy the number. I can't easily click it on my
So I've
phone.
got to try and like jump between two screens to just like send you a message or like connect to
That
you.
was the other thing I noticed was that there was websites for these events, like that conglomerated or whatever, like all the different venues.
Aggregated,
conglomerated, and the thing is, great, you've done a really good service there, that's what I want. But they had no quality control over the images. So so they'd have loads of really dark interior shots taken on a phone that no one had given any consideration how it looked, and it looked terrible. But the website itself was okay. But they'd completely forgotten about the service they were providing, just to demonstrate the product.
So they probably either paid or spent a considerable amount of time to get this website done.
But then they asked the people
the actual thing that's selling the service to people it's failed. It would have been better spending the money on a photographer.
Exactly.
Okay, so just moving on to my room 404, mine is the dreaded pop-ups. So I think in the past we used to have loads of windows would open and pop-ups would come up on different browser windows, and I think some sites may still do that, but
it's a very early noughties thing that reminds me of.
The default on that was like, you had to used to install pop-up blockers or get Chrome plugins or whatever, but now I think it's like pretty much out the box pop-ups are turned off for websites, so that people moved away from those to kind of in-page pop-ups, and what you'll find is you'll find pop-ups if you've go to leave the website, or even just pop-ups that just pop up straight away. You've gone to a website and immediately there's a pop-up in your face, subscribe to this. I've not even read your blog post yet. How am I going to want to subscribe to this?
Well, these major organisations, we're talking about the New York Times, Washington Post, things like that, they will do that. Once you scroll to a certain point, it will go, subscribe for more, or you reach the limit on articles.
And I think that there are benefits of doing it right, and certainly there's ways to do it. So if you've scrolled like a certain number of pages and you've been on the site for 5 minutes, then you don't mind like something coming up, but not if it's like literally landed on your page and immediately there's a thing that says, sign up and join our thing or buy this from us, especially if it's something that's not even related to the article that you've gone to. So like you go to a newspaper article and it's something that's selling you some other related product that you didn't even you weren't even interested in. There's the way it kind of invades your.
I'm not sure it's effective.
Your your.
I think it can be effective as well. Like you said, Adam. I think if you are on a website and you're going through the blog articles and you can see this person is obviously reading a few of these articles. Something comes up and says subscribe to our newsletter. You're like, well, fair enough. Okay, I am interested in reading these quite often. Maybe I will. If I don't want to, great, I'll go off it. I don't want to see that again. Constantly.
Exactly.
It's this idea of as soon as you hit something, you get hit by all these things. Whereas it'd be a lot better. Just give people time to enjoy.
That's like walking into a bar. And then you open the door and the barman goes, what do you want to drink?
Yeah, exactly.
Straight away, oh, hey mate, like shout in the bar.
You need to get
what
a
do you
feel.
want? What are you here for?
I want time to.
Do you want to buy this beer?
This beer. This is our bestseller right now. This one is a really expensive one.
I've chosen to come here. Let me.
Exactly.
Give me time.
Exactly.
And it is a virtual version of a physical space in many ways. Isn't it? You're invited in.
You go to a shop, you walk around, you browse, and
exactly.
It's the same thing in a shop, isn't it? It's like I hate it when you go into a shop and as soon as you walk through the door, someone's in your face. Can I help you with this? It's like,
the fear of that is what makes people not go.
People go out. People go, oh no, I'm just browsing. Thanks. Then you feel awkward that you're browsing, and then you don't spend as much time looking around as you would have done if you were just left.
I'm awful when it comes to shopping because I spend far too long deciding.
And then you feel a build up of pressure because I've been here too long.
I feel because I think like, oh God, what are they thinking about me now?
Probably thinking I've got all these things stuffed in my pockets.
Exactly.
Frisk me as soon as I leave.
Exactly. So I don't like that.
No.
And I agree. It's
I think there are ways to do it properly, aren't there? Like you said, if you've been on the site a while, or even if it's a bit less intrusive, you've got these things where they just come up from the bottom, like the way the cookies ones do now. They'll just slide in from the bottom and just be like a little bar, or slide in from the top.
So you can crack on with what you're doing.
Or maybe don't put it on every time. If someone said no, next time they come back to the site, don't ask them again. Give them a few more goes. If they keep coming back to your site 10 times, 20 times, show them things that clearly like your stuff. Show them something then, but don't be on them as soon as they land on the page and be in their face.
That leads on to my pet hate actually, which is the cookie part of it. Is your cookie settings when you arrive. Now, I understand why it has to be done. What I don't understand is why the legislation can't say when you open your browser for the first time, you put in your preferences then, and then each site can then pull those preferences automatically. Agree. Why does it I have to do it on every site? And as well as that, there's certain sites, and it's always the sites that I know, certain media, newspapers or whatever, who I've never thought of being particularly honest or would have a really circuitous way to set your cookies. So some of the sites would be like, hey, do you want to take cookies or not? Yes, no, right, fine, that's fine, come on then. Or they might say, well, if you don't, then we can't serve you adverts, we won't make any money, right? So that'll be the end of it, and they won't force you. Some will kick you off. Some, and the ones I hate the most, are the ones that will say, manage your purposes, which is already obfuscatory language. You go through, and it's got a list of all the companies that they're affiliated with that will read the cookies or leave a cookie, and you would have to manually deselect every single one of those to prevent them tracking you. Now, no one is going to do that. So what I ended up doing is accept all.
I didn't think you were allowed to do that.
Yeah, well, it's happening. That still happens. It happens to me all the time. Yeah.
No, you are allowed to do. You are allowed to
check it by default.
Oh no! That's giving consent for contact.
Yeah.
So for
for cookies
cookies
might be.
I see. So it's literally I would have to go through that. We're talking about 150 possibly, and it doesn't give you an option to say deny or
select.
Some of them do, but when I'm saying like media, which ones they are by dint of the articles they publish. Make it like that.
Yeah.
And so what it ends up being it becomes like a indicator of integrity.
Yeah.
Their choices they're making their advertising.
It's like what we've discussed before. Yeah. It puts you off.
Yeah. So really, it's like it's a pet hate, but like some people do it really well, and I respect them. So like sometimes I go, I think Slashdot, I think it is, which is shows my age because it's like the tech website for nerds from. Isn't it? Because it used to be, it was the Reddit of its day. And go on, it just goes, do you want them or not? And you go, accept all that, that's fine. And that's it, doesn't move on.
Yeah.
Because they probably know that their target market would be like, you've lost all integrity with me if I do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it can be done properly. So it's not necessarily, it's just that certain websites and certain media outlets have not been able to contain themselves and hold themselves back from squeezing everything out of you. Yeah. So that's my pet hate.
Right.
So which one are we going to go for?
I don't know. Should we let the viewers decide? So I think if people want to drop a comment in about which one they particularly hate, or if you've got your others you want to add to them, feel free, and we'll join you in the discussion down there. So I suppose just to run through and a recap.
I'm a little bit worried about what mine is actually, because I think I mentioned about 20 million things.
Yours is style over substance.
Yeah.
Yours covered a lot of substance.
Yes.
So and mine is in-page pop-ups.
It's pretty horrible. Mine are like managing cookie settings. Or purposes, as they call it.
So leave a comment below. I hope you've enjoyed this episode.
And if you'd like to check out our website, which is designed beautifully, it's swiftcase.co.uk, and check us out on social media at SwiftCase UK.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to see more.
Okay, thanks for listening. I've been Adam Sykes, founder of SwiftCase, the professional productivity platform. I'll see you again next time.